everyone. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are. Thank you so much for watching me live, and there will be a replay session of this session today. So, for those new watching me, I'm Susie. A little bit background about me. I'm a full-time music teacher and as well as an online business owner. So, I actually doing my Go Live challenges, 10 days in total, and started since day one last Monday, which on the 12th of September. So you can basically see the replays or from day one to day five about my whys, about the online business as well as the transformation. So today is a bit special. I have a special guest that comes all the way from Canada. He will be sharing his side on what's the online business and how the online business transform each of our lives here. So let me welcome Rex. Hello.
Hello, good morning.
Yeah, and good morning to you too. So, would you like to introduce yourself to our audience today?
Sure, absolutely. It is my pleasure, Susie. So, my name is Rajesh, and friends like Susie get to call me Rags, and I am 48 years old. I live in Vancouver, British Columbia, Canada. I'm a chef and a restaurateur by trade. So, here in Vancouver, I own a couple of donut shops and a community based convenience store, and currently working on other ventures. And most importantly, also an online digital business owner with my amazing wife. Have been so since June of 2018, and I am also one of the hosts of the live webinar that we do every Tuesday and Thursday.
Oh, that's amazing. Right, and let's get into the first question. Is all right with you? Yes.
Absolutely,
So the first one is, what's your pain and the struggles before starting the online business?
sure. You know what? The biggest, there's always pains and struggles. The biggest pain and struggle that I had before starting an online business was time. Being a chef and a restaurateur by trade, so it's a very traditional brick and mortar business. And so like you get up, you wake up in the morning, you brush your teeth, you take your shower, you have a breakfast. I have a smoothie, and then I go commute.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, and at that point, back in 2018, it was uh, get on a bus and then go to the SkyTrain, which is our uh, above ground railway system, and then go into work. And so that process is about 40 minutes a day. And then I'm there at my shop. And so I'm working in the shop. So I'm making donuts. And
I
then I
see.
would come home and then work on the business. So I'm doing counting, paying bills, doing payroll, and working on things in order to grow the business.
I
And
see.
inside of that, this is both are full-time jobs. And so
Mm-hmm.
now I'm working 6 and sometimes 7 days a week.
Okay.
And my wife and I, we met a little later in life.
Mm-hmm.
And oops, sorry, I'm just declining a call. Uh, she was also a traditional business owner. She had a shiatsu massage practice, and as a health practitioner, she was healing people, and so she was working a lot too. And so between the two of us, who just got married in 2017, we never really got to spend tons of quality time with each other.
Mm-hmm.
We're
I
looking for
see.
those pockets, and we're trying to designate a day in order to make that happen. And truly, it wasn't always successful. And inside of that, it's just, man, there's never
Mm-hmm.
enough time.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yes.
so my wife found this opportunity back in 2017, just before we got married.
Mm-hmm.
And then, wow, you know what? I mean, I'll say that for the next question because the journey's been amazing.
Yeah, no worries. That's really a great sharing. I understand. There's always we face the time, the commitments on the daily routines where it's getting lesser, especially if I foresee when I actually engage actually. So my fiance and I, we do have time for ourselves, but when imagine that if we want to build further our lives, the finance and all, then our kids come in, the time will be much lesser if we have because we have to dedicate to our work if we solely just depend on one job. So
Hmm.
I understand how it feels. So okay, I'll go to the next one. So why do you decide to have an online business?
So, I mean, really, like I said, my wife, her name's
Mhm.
Chikaka. She found this opportunity back in
Mhm.
June of 2017, and then after we got married in July, and then August she signed up. Um, so why the decision for an online business? We wanted to create a plan B, and so Chikaka, she watched the webinar,
Mhm.
and she's like, "Oh my God, this seems like just like the greatest opportunity." And so I watched the webinar again with her, and I was like, "Wow, as a business model, this is really sound. This is awesome." And this is something you should definitely do. You have my support, and at this point in time, because I'm so busy with my donut shops, I had three of them at the time.
Oh,
uh, I said, I don't have time to support with that, but I'm definitely here to help. Like I can't work on that business and then work on this business. And wow, nothing could have been further from the truth.
yeah.
I saw like how little time Chicago was spending working on the business, and then it was growing and things were moving. I was like, holy smoke. Like
That's
I thought this was going to be a great business, and I didn't think it was gonna be that great. And then
that's
it just really started going. I was like, holy smoke. Okay, so I asked my wife, like, I would love to be your business partner in this. And then she said yes. So
oh
I got
that
lucky, and she said yes to me twice. Once for us to get married, and then once for us to be business partners. So that's when I joined, and it has been it has been nothing short of amazing ever since. We were virtually able to like surpass doubling our income, and then have so much growth afterwards. It's been nothing short of magical. So many like huge new milestones we've been able to achieve in our life by having this happen. And and yeah, so why decide an online business? Because we wanted more time, and we wanted to create a plan B. And really what we did is we created a plan A through this
oh,
business.
that's really amazing and awesome. I really wish that would be also the future that I'm heading to. As I do understand with my fiance, my partner, he's now supporting me behind, even though he's not in this business. But yeah, he's been there. He was skeptical, but he's on board with me with this
Mm.
online business. Yeah, it's really awesome. Yeah. Okay, so the next one. So, what is your biggest result and the change that happened since you started your online business?
Oh wow, amazing. So I want to answer this in two parts,
Okay.
because the first one was immediate, and the second part happened a bit later, and it's been nothing short of magical. Um, so I June 13th of 2018 is when I became a business partner. On September 17th of 2018, so 3 months later, literally, my wife and I got on a plane and we went to Japan. And I mean, that on itself isn't remarkable. What is remarkable is that I was able to do this after 3 months of being in this business, and we went for 3 months. So I own a traditional business where I have to be somewhere all the time. And even though at that point I've got 65 employees, uh, I was always working on the business. And what having this online business helped me see is that I can create time. So I got to step away from the traditional brick and mortar business for 3 months in order to live life. And I was doing some work remotely on my traditional business, but I got to spend 3 months away from my traditional business, and I'd never had 3 months vacation in my life in a row, never. And for me to be able to do that was nothing short of a miracle in another country, while still making money, while still growing our business.
That's great.
And
Wow.
yeah, and the second part, really quickly, is that during the pandemic, Plan B turned into Plan A. Uh, because I mean things shut down, and things slowed down, and my traditional businesses weren't working. And this online business, kept going. In fact, if anything, we grew because of it.
Great. It's really wow. All I can
Mm,
say is wow. It's really awesome. Awesome. It's the same. I wish I had that that moment for me, because really when the pandemic hits, as a teacher, I understand how difficult those timing. Yeah, we I couldn't work normally like what I used to pandemic. It was like times two of the work, and it was like a struggle to really
mm,
adapt that time. So hoping that the online business in for me is a long run could achieve a success, like you one day.
mm,
Yes. Okay. So I'll move to the next one. So, what is your advice to people who are curious about this business?
great question. And so, I want, first of all, it's an opportunity to invest in yourself. The webinar is free and it's 90 minutes.
Yes.
And if 90 minutes can change your life, would you say yes? And if betting on yourself could change your life, would you say yes? I mean, here's the story that I equate it to. Up until I was 44 years old, I couldn't swim because I was definitely afraid of the water. I nearly drowned 3 times in my life. I've had experiences where I'm like, I can't swim. And so we're in the middle of Mexico. We're at a resort in Mexico, and Molly says, "Would you like to learn how to swim?" And I said, "Yes." And she said, "Well, lay on your back and float." And at first, I was like really afraid of putting my face in the water. I couldn't do it, even though the pool is only 4 feet high. I could just stand up, and there's no way I'm going to drown.
Okay.
And I did. And when I realized that I could float, is when I
Mm-hmm.
realized I am capable of more than I thought I was.
Mm-hmm. I see.
And truly,
Okay.
this is like the metaphor for life. We don't know unless we do something. We don't
Yes.
know unless an action is taken in order to further ourselves.
Yes.
And that would have never happened if I wasn't prompted to, if I wasn't invited to go out and attempt something new.
Yes. That's right. It's
So
nothing. Yeah. Yes.
yeah. So
It's nothing to
this
find out.
yeah,
Yes.
exactly. So this is the opportunity.
Yes.
Tomorrow, tomorrow is our live webinar.
Yeah.
You just read
Yes.
you can just
Yes.
register at the
Yes.
link below.
Yes. That's right.
Yeah,
The
with your name and your email.
yes. You
And
can
once
register.
again, yeah,
Yes.
90 minutes can change your life. Of course, like this is not a get rich quick scheme.
Yes.
This is an opportunity.
Mm-hmm.
And so inside of that opportunity
Mm-hmm.
is the opportunity for you to say yes. And what are you saying yes to? You're not saying yes to me or Susie, you're saying yes to yourself.
That's right. Yes. That's right. There's nothing wrong to find out more.
Hmm.
That's why just take the next step in, and then you can find out. Just watch.
Yep.
Yes.
And one more
Yes.
quick bit of advice, always listen to your wife. Your wife is smart. The guys out there, listen to your wives. And
Yeah.
wives, I know you're generally braver than the men out there. So I know you are the action takers. Say yes.
Yes. Okay. Thank you so much. Yes. And I'd like to hold on. I'd like to say to the ones watching live, thank you so much, Rebecca, Lian Kang, Udis, for watching us live. And thank you so much, Rex, for today's sharing. It's really amazing to hear from your side. Really awesome, amazing.
And
Thank you so much.
it is my pleasure, Susie. Thank you.
Yes. Thank you so much. And I think that's it for the sharing today. And if you'd like to see more live of the sharing, the next for my next interviews, it will be the same time, or just watch out, just check out my update in the post for the next days. So thank you so much again, and have a good night from Canada. And also, sorry, good morning at the Canada side, and here's good night in the Malaysia side. So thank you so much today. Have a good day. So
All right. Bye,
bye.
everyone.